All right, ladies, welcome back. Today I have an Instagram expert with us on the Lead Gen for Six Figure Sales Summit, and I'm really excited because we did not have this voice yet in this event. And so, Kat, could you please just introduce yourself quickly and tell us who you serve and how you help, and then we'll dive in.
Absolutely. So I am so honored. Thank you for inviting me into the summit. And I could talk about lead gen all day. So I'm so excited to be here. My name is Katrina. I am a social media manager. I started my business as a complete beginner in September 2021 and just through Instagram grew it to a six-figure business within 6 months. Started hitting £5,000 a month, quit my job, and from there it has just grown and grown and evolved. So I have my agency where we do done for you social media management, focusing on Instagram and Facebook. And I have multiple courses, passive income, templates, lots of different income streams, but lots of different ways to also teach people how to leverage Instagram because I've grown my whole business from Instagram. I've retired my husband. I've live my dream life, take my kids to school every day, pick them up every day, go to every sports day, and it's all through Instagram. So I'm just all about spreading the word of
Yeah.
how you can make money on Instagram as a mum, as a woman in business.
Okay. Amazing. So the question that always comes up is, how do I find clients?
Yeah, I hear that
Let's
all
start
the
there.
time. I hear that all the time. So it's hard when you're starting from scratch. Like we all started from zero, and something that I hear really often is, "Oh, but you've got loads of followers. It's all right for you." And I'm like, I didn't just start with loads of followers. So the number one thing I'd say for finding clients, oh, there's so much that goes into it, but there's two things to focus on social media and Instagram. Getting in front of your ideal client, which is growth content. So that is the kind of content that attracts clients, attracts new eyes to your page, new followers, gets you views and reach. That's what I call growth content. And then you also need to have sales content, which is the content that converts. If you only have one or the other, if you're only doing sales content and you have a small audience, you're going to get to a point where you've kind of used up that audience. Like they're done with it. And they're also not going to see your content as much because if you don't have the kind of content that people like and engage with, which sales content generally isn't, then they're not going to be shown your content. So you need to have a mixture of both content that gets growth. So that is things that are maybe shareable, relatable, personal, your personal brand, sharing your story, things that people comment and like and engage with, and also send to their friends. And like if you look on my page, you'll see a lot of relatable quotes. My Instagram's on my name here, Level Up Socials UK. I do these relatable quotes that are so quick and simple to create because people share them to their stories, people tag their friends, send it to their friends, and then that gets a lot of reach for my page, a lot of eyes onto my page. And then when they come onto my page to see what else I'm posting, they will see the sales content that gets me the inquiries, right? So you need to have both of them working together to get more clients on Instagram. I'd say another thing as well, I can just go on about this all day. Like I said, I'm sorry, stop me if I'm going on too
Oh
much.
my God.
The other thing is what's working right now. It's been a big change. When I first started, it used to be enough to just put up like a sales post and you'd get people going to the link in your bio and buying, messaging, asking for the link straight away. What I have seen lately, a lot of people are talking about a trust recession in the coaching industry and in the online space. People want to have a conversation before they buy. And people just overlook this so much. I spend a lot of time in the DMs. Like I post my content, but at least probably 5 times the amount of time that I spend on my content, I spend in the DMs. So I will regularly look if people are engaging with my content, I'll go and send them a message, start a genuine conversation with them. I look at my following list, people who have just followed me, I send them a personal voice note, start that conversation, see if I can find out what they need help with right now, and then get it into a sales conversation. But honestly, conversations right now are essential, and that's what's leading to more conversions, especially on high ticket offers. So there's a
Okay.
lot
So,
there.
no, it's that's exactly, so those are the key components. And now I just want to break them down so that somebody that's listening to this will be like, okay, because it's easy for us to have the information, but like actually executing it, like implementing it is always the challenge. And holding it long enough to watch it work is the thing that trips up most of us, right? It's like, oh, that
Yeah.
strategy didn't work for me. I got to go to a new one. That happens all the time.
Sure. Yeah.
So when you're saying, let's say you're somebody that is new, only a couple hundred followers, not really any real reach in terms of like for their niche or for the like friends and family mostly in their feed
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
followers are, how do they start to build that? Like where do they go and start connecting with people? You know what I mean? Like how do they go start building that base and those followers if their content isn't doing it yet?
Yeah, so I would say the number one thing right now that's working to get more reach if you have a small audience or even if you have a big audience is trial reels. So have you tried trial reels yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so trial reels are when you create a reel and when you go to post it, there's a little tab where you can click trial and then it doesn't go onto your Instagram profile, so your followers don't see it, but it gets pushed out only to non-followers. And I have tried and tested this extensively and found that there's a certain way of doing them where you basically, I'm just going to tell you how to do it. I've got a whole masterclass on it. If you want to know more, you can message me the word formula. But in a nutshell, it is making a B-roll video. So, like any video, it could be your hands typing, your feet walking, stirring a coffee, any video, 6 seconds long, and a very spicy, like scroll stopping hook on the screen and then a long caption that kind of tells the story on from that hook or gives some value relating to that hook. And then the call to action at the bottom says follow and then your Instagram name. So mine's at Level Up Socials UK for more tips to grow your followers, for example. And posting trial reels 3 times a day with this exact format that I've like developed has grown my followers hugely in the last couple of months, I'd say. I was stuck on like 28,000 followers and it's gone to like nearly 32,000 now. I had a client who we did this on her page and she was on 6,000 followers, but we've worked together for about 5 years now. I've been doing her content, but she really wanted to get to 10K and within like 8 weeks she got to 10K. So, and even for smaller accounts, this is working because I did the masterclass on it, the fast followers formula, and so many people have been doing it. Like one of the girls that did it was on about 600 followers. She's hit 1,000 now. So yeah, trial reels is a huge opportunity, but you have to do them in that certain way. Other ways of doing it, I would say go and outbound engagement. So actually engaging with people who you would like to be in your community, either people who are like peers or people that you look up to, leaving comments and engaging genuinely with their content. People who are ideal clients engaging again with their content, but not just putting love this or heart emojis, like actually leaving a real like comment that makes sense with what they've posted. Another thing that I did a lot when I first started to grow my reach was kind of shouting out people on my stories or tagging like local places that I was going to and then saying like, oh, I've just been to this cafe, this independent cafe near me. It's amazing. I had like this coffee that was great, whatever. Really like bigging up like independent businesses around my area. So like my personal trainer, um, the lady that does my facials, like cafes, whatever, tagging them, and then they'd repost my story because obviously it's like a great review for them. And then people would see it, click on it, and come to my page. And then I would get people following me from that. So it's like a really simple thing that people just don't think of, but that worked really well for me to get new people on my page. But the number one thing I'd say right now is the trial reels. They're amazing.
But it sounds to me like if somebody wants to do some serious growth at any level, the trial reel, it almost becomes a strategy in itself because it drives the followers to you and then you have somebody to go DM.
Exactly, exactly. That's exactly it. Because yeah, you might if you don't have many followers, you might think, well, if I look through my followers list, it's just my friends and family and I can't DM them. So you always need to be getting those new eyes on your page and the new followers so that you have like fresh meat almost, you have new people to talk to all the time. Because that's what was happening to me, even with 29,000 followers. It was kind of stagnant, and I was finding, it's always the same people liking my content, watching my story. But now, since I have started getting new eyes and new followers, I've had a lot more people signing up for things because, I'd exhausted my current audience.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 100% that is the best way to do that.
Okay, now what do you say to somebody that says, "Oh my gosh, that sounds great, but 3 reels a day sounds insane to me." Like, how do you like, because it's probably so easy to now, but how do you like get somebody over that hump of how do you actually create that much content?
So, with the trial reel specifically, it sounds like a lot, but it's very short videos. You can actually repeat the videos and just tweak one word at a time. Um, once you kind of like clock on to like this is the format, it's actually really quick and easy to do. Um, I know you might think, well, oh yeah, but you do it all the time, but genuinely I've taught like hundreds of people this, and they once they get it, they're like, "Oh my God, this is like ridiculously easy." But if you can't commit to say 3 a day, like I do know that that is a lot, and you have other things to do, um, at least one a day, or one every other day, like whatever you can commit to, just do that and try and be consistent. Like I always get people who might book a one-to-one with me or whatever, and they'll be like, all hyped up. Right, I'm going to post 5 times a day on the grid and I'm going to do 3 trial reels a day. And you have these grand intentions, but then if you do that for a week and fall off, I would much rather you do, 3 posts a week and keep doing that for, well, forever basically, but for months and months. Rather than doing a short burst of doing loads and then falling off again. So, yeah, try and just do what you can, block out the time for it, and remember, this isn't just posting, we're not just doing this for fun. Like, this is your lead generation. This is how you're going to make money. This is how I built my whole business through the Instagram posts and being very strategic about it. So, if you keep in mind that this is actually going to make you money, then that's like how it becomes easy for me because I'm like, I need to post these trial reels because I need to make some money. You could spend that time doing Canva graphics that take forever and ever and get like 3 likes. But in the time personally for me, I'm quite slow on Canva and I don't really like Canva, so it takes me like an hour to make a carousel. Shouldn't say that, should I, as a social media manager? But in the time it takes me to do a carousel, it could be like at least an hour for me to do all the different slides and the text and the graphics. I could do 10 trial reels in that time, and you'll get much better return. Even if you do one, you'll get much better return, I find lately than the carousels on Canva. So yeah, do what you can. Also analyze what works. So when you see what content is performing, what is getting people messaging you or getting people following you or commenting and liking, then just rinse and repeat that. People really overcomplicate it. Think they need to do something completely brand new all the time, but just tweak it slightly and keep posting variations. Like people need to hear things multiple times and not everyone sees your content. So just make it easy for yourself.
I feel like the trial reel, I gotta get on this. The
Yeah.
trial reels for me feels like the Wild West where nobody that knows you can see what you're doing. So even if you screw it up, it doesn't really.
Yes. That's the fun part. Like that's what I tell everyone because the key for it to work really well is making that text on screen. Like, I don't know if you have magazines like this in Canada. In England, we have a magazine called Take a Break magazine, which is like absolute like a really trashy magazine, and the headlines on there are just really crazy. Like, my mum stole my baby daddy, or like so it's just some crazy headline.
Whatever.
Yeah, like and then but when you actually read the story, it's not as wild as the headline makes out. And that's how I teach the trial reels. I'm like, you need to make a kind of normal thing sound crazy so people stop and read it. So one of my best performing ones that I've rinsed and repeated so many times was I left my husband and kids to go to Dubai and I made £40,000 that weekend. And so people are like, what the heck? Like, they stop to read it and then
Gotta know,
actually, pardon?
gotta know what happened.
It sounds crazy, right? But then when you read the caption, it's like I went on a business retreat and I launched an offer that made £40,000 in that week or whatever. So it's not actually that crazy. It comes links back to business. But yeah, I would never post that on my main Instagram. Like that seems absolutely wild, but because no one's gonna see it anyway that knows me, I'm like posting all kinds of crazy stuff and it works. It gets yeah, thousands of followers. And then also bringing it back to lead gen as well. Um, have you ever used ManyChat? Yeah, so ManyChat is like a DM automation if anyone's not used it. So you program it with like keywords that then it automatically when someone comments a word, if you've ever commented a word on someone's Instagram, like if you comment formula on mine, you will then immediately get the link, like here's the link to the fast followers formula, it's the trial reel strategy, and then it sends the link, and then you can automatically do like follow-ups. Um, so if they don't buy it, you're like, oh, hey, did you manage to get it yet? Um, that is working really well combined with the kind of like trial reels, the content that gets pushed out a lot, because people want really quick, like instant gratification. So if you're taking a long time to reply to messages, then they're not interested anymore. Like if I see the comment the next day that someone's commented formula, I send it the next day. They're over it by now. They're on to the next thing. Whereas when they read it and they want it, they get it instantly. They're much more likely to buy it. Um, so yeah, that combines both of them. So you've got like the growth content and then it's converting as well. And you can also see in your DMs I have ManyChat set up for all of my offers pretty much. So even if it's to join my high ticket mastermind, ManyChat starts the process, and then I can see in my DMs when I next go on Instagram, oh, like that person, I didn't see that conversation before. I can click on it and see, and then carry on, maybe send a voice note, follow people up. Um, yeah, it's a really good way of like automating and systemizing. I get a lot of low ticket sales through there, and it's like starts the conversation for high ticket. I do prefer to speak to someone before they join my mastermind, and I think people prefer that if they're spending thousands of pounds, right?
I
Yeah.
also think that just on the ManyChat, it's like when you're talking about the trust recession, I feel like there's a lot of people that are very leery of getting pounced on. And so if they know it's just going to be an automation, they're like, oh, okay, I'll take a next step. Like it kind of like disarms the next step.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, some people say to me, "Oh, I don't want to do that because it's very, it's not you, it's not genuine." But you program it with your own text and you can even do voice notes as well. So you can make it like very natural and authentic. But yeah, I find for low ticket ones, people just want to get the link and want to buy it. They don't need a whole long conversation. And people are lazy. Let's remember when they're online and they're just scrolling, they're not generally going to click on your profile, go to your link in bio, find the right link, buy the thing. We need to make that kind of conversion and sales process as quick and easy as possible. So, they type a word, they get an instant link, they click it, they buy it, like it's done. There's less chance of them falling off throughout that process. But yeah,
Mhm.
I love ManyChat. And it's another thing about it is that with the Instagram algorithm and all social media, the point is that they want to keep people on the app for as long as possible so that we can watch as many ads as possible. Like that's how they make their money. Um, so your content gets pushed out more if it gets more engagement. So if it gets more comments, if it gets more likes, if it gets more sends and shares, and if people watch it the whole way through. So when people are commenting the keyword and your automation is also commenting back saying, like automatically, instantly saying, sent you a message, check your inbox, that is building up a lot of comments on that post. And then the Instagram algorithm is seeing that as people like this post, people are engaging with this post, let's push this out to more people. So I see across my page and all of my clients' pages that when we do use ManyChat, we get more reach as well. So it's like a win-win, honestly.
That's cool because I feel like some people think if you automate certain parts of it, quite apart from like whether it's personalized or not, that you'll get penalized for it through the algorithm. But you're saying no,
Mhm.
it's the opposite. And I think Instagram
Yeah.
bought ManyChat, didn't they?
Yeah, Instagram. I don't know if they own it actually. I've never looked into that, but I know that it's the only Instagram approved um or Meta approved because you can use it on Facebook as well. But it's the only like approved add-on software. So, you do have to be careful. Like things like apps that say they tell you follow, unfollow apps and stuff. Like I don't recommend adding any of those things to your Instagram, but ManyChat is 100% safe and approved by Instagram, and yeah, they actually encourage it. So yeah, I'm quite wary of any like, follower growth apps and things like that. But ManyChat is definitely 100% legit and like fine to use on Instagram and Facebook.
So if somebody was to take one thing away from this chat today, it would be go grab the trial reels formula and just go and post trial reels that nobody you know can see.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. It takes away that fear as well, yeah. And yeah, like you can even look at my content and you can probably I give a lot away in the captions and I've told you guys basically in a nutshell what it is. But um yeah, get onto the trial reels and just post them. And then once you see how it works, it's actually so easy. You'll have more people that you can message. You will, if you get onto ManyChat as well, like you basically build a sales system on your Instagram. So you know exactly what to post that gets the people commenting, that gets the views, and then you've got all those people to convert. So that's yeah, post content that aligns with people seeing your page with growth. Set up a mini chat, or if you don't want to set up mini chat right now, you can just get ask people to comment a word and you can manually send the message, but look to do mini chat, I'd say. Another thing is, so my free gift from today is the Magnetic Messaging Workbook. We haven't really touched on messaging, but you always want to make sure that you are speaking directly to one ideal client and you are speaking to their pain points and desires. It sounds like, well, I mean, for me, that's like business 101, but with everyone using ChatGPT and AI so much in their content these days, I feel like we've lost what people actually want. We get people, chat comes out with things like no fluff, get clarity. Whenever I've never sat and said like, "Oh, I'm sick of all the fluff. I just want some clarity." I want a very specific thing when I want to work with someone. I want like to know how to get more followers or to know how to build an email funnel or
I need to
really
get on my messaging would be what I would say. I need the clarity.
yeah, I want it my messaging. So then, but I would talk the messaging, magnetic messaging helps you to talk to like the actual specific problems that people are having. So that the problem might be I'm not getting any engagement on my content or no ideal clients are following me. So I would like put my messaging for that as like you're consistently posting on Instagram, but no one, only your mum and your cousin are liking it. Like relatable, right? So yeah, the magnetic messaging workbook helps you to actually, it's like questions and exercise to help you get really clear on exactly who your ideal client is and how to attract them. And that free guide will really help you to then create content that attracts the right people. And then you can get more leads and make more money.
I love it. Oh my gosh, and we're on time too. That was like the perfect, all of the things in one. And also the magnetic messaging will help so much with the trial reels too, just because
Yeah.
when you're talking in the caption, you still have to know what you're putting in there too.
Well, this is it. Like we're gonna make it spicy. We're gonna make it a bit crazy so people actually stop reading and go onto the caption. But you need to link it back to your business, of course. We're not just doing like rage bait, clickbait content. We need to link it back to your business so that you are attracting people that will comment the right word or people that will follow and convert, right? So yeah, 100% it will help with that. Um, but yeah, I hope that this has been helpful. And like you said as well, it's all about implementing. So for me as well, from the start, it's all been about messy action. Like when I look back at my original Instagram posts, oh my God, it's so cringe. Like I'm like, who worked with me when they saw that? But you've just got to like get over perfectionism. That's what I see so much with my clients. Like they're overthinking everything. they're perfectionists, but putting something out is better than putting nothing out. And we learn from the, like, we get the data from it. So we see, oh, this did well, that didn't do well. It doesn't mean because one thing didn't do well, oh, I'm crap at this and I'm going to give up and I'm going to go down the spiral. No, okay, why did that not do so well? Was it the hook, the first line of on the screen? Was it, the format? It's all just data. So yeah, the number one thing I want you guys to go and do is just take action, put some posts out there, use magnetic messaging, and then update me. Message me on Instagram. I love like nothing more than when I get a message from someone and they're like, "Oh my God, I did." Someone said to me they did the magnetic messaging and they got more clarity than they'd spent like £20,000 on coaching, and this free guide had given them so much more clarity and so much excitement to post. So I can't wait to hear that from you guys.
Okay, well, I will drop the link to the magnetic messaging. What is it? A workbook?
Yeah, Magnetic Messaging Method Workbook.
Good. Okay. I'll get the workbook dropped down below, and definitely go follow Kat on Instagram. And she's super, super like approachable. So get into her DMs, have a conversation. If you need any help with Instagram, now you know where to go. Thank you so much, Kat, for being here.
Thank you. Speak to you soon. Bye.